Hello, this is Javon. I just want to talk about the idea of being driven. So basically, um, if you're driven, it's basically someone is coming against you, and which will force you to move in a way where you have to flee. So it's called being driven, and it's a biblical idea. It's a biblical concept because if you know Joseph and Mary Joseph, in the Bible, New Test well, what they call New Testament, but the New Testament don't begin after the death of Jesus Christ, which is the test taker, But what they call New Testament, Joseph and Mary fled because they were driven. The angel of the Lord led them to lead them to flee because the king was coming against them. So yeah, and the next thing I'm gonna talk about is Jacob also was driven from his father-in-law Laban, and the angel of the Lord also helped Jacob, telling him, "Hey, look, your father-in-law is coming against you." Uh, and and not only that, but Esau, the angel of the Lord was helping Jacob with Laban and Esau, just like he had helped Joseph and Mary. And you see the angel of the Lord always present in these kind of situations, being where his holy people who are fulfilled, who are going to who have to fulfill, an assignment for him. They'll be driven, but he comes to them and he tells them, "Look, I'm taking. You have to flee to Egypt. You have to flee this way. You have to flee that way." And even in the book of Revelation, I think it's the woman crowned with 12 stars, and she's about to give birth. She flees also. She is being driven because the dragon, the serpent, the wicked one is coming against her. So it's like, you see, when evil comes against you, the Lord will have a place for you in the wilderness or wherever he has it for you to flee to. And if if he leaves you there, go. Don't reject an offer. Don't reject an offer. It's an offer that you can't refuse because the enemy is coming against you. You're not being you're not able to live a normal life and settle down and be productive in a way that will bear fruits, or yes, yeah, provide your livelihood. So sometimes you would have to, when you're being driven, you have to flee to a certain place, and a lot of times the Lord would already prepare. He would already prepare things for you, a way for you to provide for yourself and and those who are with you, the company that is with you. And a next example of being driven is the children of Israel. When they was coming out of Egypt with Moses, the Egyptians wouldn't give up. They something is wrong with the enemy, with wickedness, and they wouldn't give up. They were trying to cross the Red Sea with the children of Israel. Like, when is this going to be stuff? So they was driven. Moses had to open the Red Sea, and they were driven to cross the Red Sea, and Moses had to close it when they was coming to drive them and take them even further. Like, no, it's not going to happen. And a lot of these situations, they don't stop until it's the death of someone or the death of some, you know, the regime change, or, you know, that's what being driven is about, you know. Wickedness and wicked people, wicked, just evil, just coming against you, forcing you to go to somewhere, you know, where you are not probably, I don't know what the word to describe it, but it's forced you to go basically to a wilderness type setting, you know, where you're a stranger. Yes, where you're a stranger. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'm telling you this to tell you that I'm being driven, but I'm also being led, because some people they think that, okay, we know you want to be led and not driven, but if you are led to be driven, if you are led because you are driven, you know, because the enemy coming against you, it's okay. So the enemy comes, God leads you somewhere. You're still being driven, but you are led. You know, so it's okay to be driven. It's a biblical concept, but just make sure you are led to be driven wherever you are driven to. You know. So yeah. But it happens. You know, David also was an example of one who was being driven. You know, the apostle, the disciples, Jesus and the disciples, they were driven. So yeah, King David, you know, Saul was coming after him. He was driven, driven, driven. I'm telling you, being driven is a biblical concept. It's a biblical concept. Okay, so it is what it is. That's the video I just want to make today. Talk to you later.